One morning, as the sun cast a soft glow through the windows, Mary walked into Thompson's home office with a heavy heart. Thompson, working from home that day, looked up and saw her standing there with a sad expression. She was holding his phone in her hand, her face pale and her eyes filled with tears. "Thompson," Mary began, her voice trembling, "I saw something on your phone. It hurt me so much it feels my heart would jump out of my body." She handed him the phone, and Thompson's heart dropped as he read the message she had found. It was from his ex, Cynthia. The message read, "How is our son doing?" Thompson immediately realized how bad it looked. "Mary, please let me explain," Thompson said, his voice filled with desperation. But Mary was too emotional to listen. She shook her head, her tears starting to fall. "No, Thompson. No more explanations. I trusted you completely. And now I find out you've been hiding things from me. No wonder you didn't want me to have another baby. You have a child with someone else. And you didn't even tell me," Mary said, her voice breaking with pain. Thompson tried to reach out to her, but Mary stepped back, her emotions too raw. "I know I'm far from perfect, but your love seemed so perfect I started to believe I was enough. I was stupid to believe there are men who don't cheat, and that you are one. Mary, it's not what you think. Please, just listen to me," Thompson pleaded, but Mary couldn't bear it any longer. Without another word, she turned and walked out of the room, leaving Thompson standing there, his heart heavy with regret and fear. Thompson knew he had to make things right, but Mary wasn't ready to hear him out. He decided to go to her parents, hoping they could help him explain the truth. At her parents' home, Thompson sat down with them, his voice filled with sincerity as he shared everything. He explained how he had met Cynthia years ago, and how she had a child from her previous relationship. He told them how he had promised to care for the child as his own because he loved Cynthia. But when Cynthia cheated on him, he ended their relationship. Although, after the breakup, he continued to support the child out of responsibility and care. Since marrying Mary, he had cut all ties with Cynthia, communicating only with her sister to check on the child. "I never meant to hurt Mary. I thought I was doing the right thing by keeping it in the past. But now I see that I should have been honest with her from the start," Thompson said, his voice heavy with regret. Mary's parents listened carefully. Her father was the first to speak, his tone gentle but firm. "Thompson, you should have told Mary the truth from the beginning. She loves you deeply, and finding out like this has broken her trust," her father said, looking Thompson in the eye. Thompson nodded, his heart sinking further. "I know, and I'm so sorry. I just didn't want to burden her with my past." Her mother sighed, reaching out to pat Thompson's hand. "You made a mistake, Thompson, but we can see you truly care for her. We'll talk to Mary, but you need to be patient and give her some time." Thompson was grateful for their understanding. He knew he had to be patient, but the thought of hurting Mary was eating him up inside. That evening, after a gentle conversation with her parents, Mary returned home, still hurt but willing to hear Thompson out. They sat down together, and Thompson spoke with a heavy heart. "Mary, I'm so sorry for keeping this from you. I should have told you everything, but I was afraid of how you'd not understand." "I never wanted to hurt you," Thompson said, his voice thick with emotion. Mary looked at him, her eyes filled with pain. "Thompson, I thought we were close enough to share everything. How could you keep such a big part of your life from me?" Thompson reached out to her, his voice pleading. "I was scared, Mary. I didn't know how you'd take it, and I was only trying to protect our relationship." "No, Mary, you're so wrong. I could never cheat on you. I left Cynthia because she cheated on me. I would never do that to you, to anyone I call wife." Mary sighed, wiping away a tear. She could see the sincerity in his eyes, but the hurt still lingered. "I just wish you had trusted me enough to tell me the truth. We could have handled it together," Mary said, her voice softening slightly. Thompson nodded, his heart aching. "You're right, and I'm sorry. I promise you, no more secrets between us." Mary nodded slowly, feeling the weight of the past few days begin to lift. She knew it would take time to fully heal, but she was willing to work on it with Thompson. To retell Mary how much he loved her, Thompson organized a special dinner, inviting Mary's parents and his father. It was a small but heartfelt gathering, filled with warmth and love. During the dinner, Thompson's father made a surprise announcement. "I've been contacted about a suitable surrogate mother for you both. I thought it might be the right time to share the news," Thompson's father said, his voice full of hope. "And as for Cynthia, leave her to me. We will sort out the promise Thompson made to her." Thompson and Mary exchanged a look of relief and joy. The tension of the past few days seemed to melt away, replaced by the excitement of what was to come. Mr. Isa invited Cynthia to his house. After a warm reception and threat to lunch, he informed her of why he had called for her. Mr. Isa explained to her that her contact with Thompson is not healthy for Thompson's home. "I'm old enough to know that it's not coincidence you started reaching out to him directly after he has kids. You know, many people believe men stop loving their wives once children set in, but what they don't realize is that some people's feelings is not dictated by natural changes." Cynthia wanted to interrupt to deny it, but he told him not to worry. "I'm a father to all of you. I wouldn't want you to do to your fellow woman what I wouldn't have wanted her to do to you, if you had been my daughter-in-law." There were chats Mary didn't see. "When I saw them, I was very angry at you. How could you deliberately plan to make him cheat on his wife? I didn't intend it as cheating. I just really miss him," she said, feeling guilty. "You are not a child, Cynthia. I understand we like to lie to ourselves and claim ignorant, but we usually know what we are doing. I don't know why Thompson entertained you, all in the name of fulfilling a promise. In his shoes, I would have cut you and your son off completely. I can't be protecting what you have when you seek to destroy mine." Cynthia apologized and promised to keep the chat very civil going forward. "Thompson isn't stupid to still keep up with you. I invited you here to give you a good amount, enough to establish a small enterprise. Consider it our family gift to your son. Take care of him and turn a new leaf," Mr. Isa said, concluding the rest of the time together with a fatherly admonition. Cynthia appreciated him and said she will do better going forward. As the weekend approached, Mary was in her office at school, going through some papers, when she heard a knock on the door. She looked up to see Pascal standing there, a playful smile on his face. "Auntie Mary, you've forgotten all about me since you got married," Pascal teased, crossing his arms and pretending to be upset as he walked towards her. She playfully touched his nose. Mary smiled warmly and stood up to meet him. "Oh, Pascal, I could never forget about you. But you know I've been busy." She playfully touched his nose, and they both made their ways to sit. "How about this? Would you like to spend the weekend with us to catch up?" Pascal's eyes lit up with excitement. "Really? That would be awesome. I've missed Zoe and Zena." Mary nodded, picking up her phone to call Thompson's father. "Let me just inform your dad that you'll be staying with us for the weekend." When Thompson's father answered the call, Mary explained, "Daddy, Pascal won't be coming home tonight. He's going to spend the weekend with us instead. We'll drop him off on Sunday." Thompson's father chuckled on the other end of the line. "That sounds like a great idea, Mary. Before you became his sister-in-law, you were his teacher. If he stresses you, punish him. Enjoy yourselves," he said teasingly. Later that day, Mary drove Pascal home with her, and the weekend fun began. They played games, watched movies, and enjoyed every moment together. The house was filled with laughter, and the bond between them grew even stronger. Seeing Mary and Pascal laugh together, Thompson felt a deep sense of happiness. He knew that, no matter what challenges they faced, they would always have each other.